Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're gonna be talking all about some of my all-time favorite, more natural looking makeup products. So these are the makeup products that I love to wear when I want more of like a no makeup look, when I don't want my makeup to look too heavy. And that is basically the look that I like to go for on an everyday basis. So I feel like I have really tested and tried a lot of products that are supposed to be more on the natural side. And these truly are some of my favorites. They're like my ride or dies. They're the ones that I always go back to, and I sort of just cycle between all of them. So I'm gonna be going over all of my favorite bronzers, blushes, concealers, lip products, basically everything that I like to use when I want to look like myself. I want to look natural, just a little bit more enhanced. So I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy today's video and find it helpful. Before we jump into it, do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not done that already, and of course hit that like button if you enjoy videos like this. Last but not least, you guys got to let me know in the comments some of your all-time favorite, more natural looking makeup products. Love hearing your recommendations. Without further ado, we got lots of stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. So you will notice that a lot of my picks today are going to be cream or liquid. I just feel like generally cream and liquid products look a lot more natural on the skin compared to powder products. Creams and liquids really do mesh into the skin, whereas powders can sometimes look like they're sitting on top of it. So that is a little reason why. So let's first start off with my newest love in my collection, and these are the Glossier clown paints. Oh my god, no. Cloud paints. Now, I bought these when I was in New York when I went to the Glossier showroom, and ever since I brought these home, I cannot stop wearing them. The reason why I want to recommend these today is because they are probably some of the best liquid blushes that I have ever tried. I do feel like liquid blush could be a little bit intimidating sometimes because if the formula is not quite right, it could look really crazy on the cheeks. Sometimes they set down too fast, so it looks like you have really blotchy clown cheeks, and that is just never the look that you want to go for, especially when you want something a little bit more natural looking. However, the reason why I really love these cloud paints is because of how easy they actually are to apply, to blend, and just how beautiful they actually look on the skin. As soon as you apply them, you have actually a lot of playtime and before they start to set down, so you will never run into the problem of having like a really streaky looking blush. And because of that, you could actually apply these with your fingers really easily while still getting a really nice diffused blush look because they blend out so perfectly. And what's really nice about using your fingers is that if you're in a rush in the morning, you don't have to go and like look for a brush or look for a sponge to blend it in. You can just use your hand, which is always great and it always saves some time. And I also do really appreciate that these are matte and have no shimmer in them. So the next two products that I want to mention are both like multi-purpose type of products, so I wanted to sort of put them in the same category. The first one is this MULTISTICKS Nudies All Over Face Color, and these are basically, like I said, all over face colors. So you can put them on your cheeks, on your lips, as well as on your eyes. So firstly, the nudies do come in a few different shades. This one in particular is in the shade Bareback, and this is more of like a dusty pink. But what I really like about these is, first of all, like I said, how quick and easy they are to apply. You literally just put a few dots on your cheeks and blend it out with your finger. You don't even need to go in with a brush or a sponge, and the effect that it gives the face is obviously very natural. Just a warning, you're gonna be hearing the word natural way too many times throughout this video, so I apologize in advance, but it's true. And once again, this is matte, and I do find that if you are going for more of a natural look, it is nice to use more of like a matte cheek product because of course we don't like naturally have shimmery cheeks. And then you have the Bite Multi-Sticks, and the Bite Multi-Sticks come in so many different colors. Like there is a color for everybody. This one in particular called Lotus is one of my favorites to use as a blush, and just like the nude sticks, these are also matte, so they will look very natural looking on the cheeks. And of course the packaging is awesome. It's so sleek, it's magnetic. I love me some magnetic packaging. It's always very satisfying to open and close. Another stick blush that I really love is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Stick, and this basically looks like a giant deodorant. Now, similar to the nudies and the multi-sticks, you could also use this almost all over your face. You could put this product on your cheeks as well as on your lips. I wouldn't necessarily put this on your eyes because it's not like a completely matte formula. It does have a bit of a sheen to it, so it may crease on the eyes. I just wanted to mention that I really love this formula. This, like I said, does have more of a sheen, so it will give your skin a bit more of a glow. I totally forgot, but I'm wearing this on my cheeks today, and this is what it looks like. I believe I put this on maybe like 8 hours ago. I love how I'm talking about natural makeup, but I have like the boldest lip possible on my face. It's quite funny. So next, let's move on to some of my favorite natural looking highlighters. Now, when it comes to a natural highlighter, I really like it when the highlight looks purely dewy, especially if I'm going for more of like a minimal makeup look and I'm not wearing a ton of makeup. I don't really want my highlighter to have a ton of shimmer or to even have much color to it. I want it to literally just be pure dew. like dew in a bottle. First one is the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer. So it comes like this in this little pot. Now this is a type of highlighter that will just make your skin look glossy. The actual formula is clear, and as you can see, doesn't really have much color to it, but it gives the skin a beautiful glossy finish. So this is like the ideal type of highlighter to wear when you're not wearing a ton of makeup. I would say that the only con to this is that it does stay a little bit tacky throughout the day. That personally doesn't really bother me, but I do know that it could bother some people. If you do not like that, then you can always set it with a bit of like a powder highlighter if you want to get rid of the tackiness, but it's honestly not really going to be going anywhere. It's more of the feeling than anything. And another really great option for more of like a clear glossy highlighter is the Ciate Dewy Sticks. This is basically the exact same thing as the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer, except it's in a little stick form, and I do believe this is a little bit less expensive. The differences between the two is that this one is a little bit more emollient, so it has a bit more of like a slip to it. And I do want to say that I would not recommend applying this directly to your cheekbones because it will probably get rid of the foundation that's sitting underneath. Instead, I would go from your fingers to your cheeks, or even take a sponge, put a little bit of product on the sponge, and then apply it to your cheeks. But basically exactly what I said about the RMS Living Luminizer applies to this product, other than that slight texture difference. So the next highlighter that I want to mention is a liquid highlighter from Pixi, and this one is the Glossier Deju. So similar to the other two highlighters that I just mentioned, this does not have any shimmer or glitter in it. It's really just a purely glowy type of highlighter. And I really love the versatility of having a liquid, because not only can you apply this on the tops of your cheekbones on its own, but you could also put this all over your skin in place of a primer if you want to give your skin like an all over radiant glow. You could even like skip foundation and just put this all over your skin if you want to just give it like a little bit of a boost. I think that's always like a really pretty look. I do that actually quite often when I'm wearing no makeup but I want to make my skin look a little bit alive. I will put a glowy primer like this just all over my face. And you could also mix in a little bit of this with your foundation. Now when it comes to more like natural looking lip products, I love products that give a bit of color to my lips and also a bit of shine, just because I feel like it is very flattering, especially when you're wearing very minimal makeup. It sort of just, once again, livens up the face a little bit, but it's also not overpowering. The first one is definitely the very perfectly named Perricone MD No Lipstick lipstick. I mean, it says it in the name. This is probably one of the most perfect lipsticks to wear when you want to just have your lip color but better. And it just darkens it like a touch. And it also just adds the most beautiful glossy sheen. So it just makes your lips look really nice and juicy. Another one of my favorite more natural looking lip colors are the Lancome Juicy Shakers. You guys probably could have guessed this. You know my love for these are very, very strong. If you've never seen the shakers before, they look like a little drink mixer, and you have some pigment in here as well as some lip oil. So you shake it up like you're mixing up a drink, and then you apply it to your lips with a sponge. First of all, just get out of the way. They smell amazing. Each one has like a specific scent, and they give your lips just like the smallest amount of color, and they also add a lot of shine to them as well. They're just really easy lip colors to just pop on, wear really nicely. You never have to worry about them like going all over your face or bleeding because they are so sheer. The only con that I have about this product is that they do not last long on the lips at all. You have to reapply these like crazy if you want it to last throughout the whole entire day because they are so sheer. Now, if you do not like more of a glossy lip and you want something that's matte but also natural looking, I got you covered. The Glossier Generation lip colors will give you just that. This is like the type of lip color that will give you the I just ate a popsicle type of look. Even the colors that are really dark, like this one called Jam, when you swatch it, you can see that it's actually quite sheer, but it's also buildable. Like I could build this up to about this shade, and this is one little swipe. So you could just like dab this on your lips and dab it in with your finger if you just want a little bit of color to your lips. And that's why I say this is like the popsicle lipstick, because it will literally look like you just were sucking on a popsicle. Oh my god, ew, that sounds so gross, but you guys totally know what I mean. So next I want to talk about the Nude 6 Gel Color Lip and Cheek Balm, and this one is in the shade Pulse. So the formula itself is very gel-like, obviously, so it's very comfortable and easy to wear on the lips, and the color itself is quite natural looking. It's almost like a rosy muted nude. So again, if you want to add a little bit of color, and a little bit of shine, this is another great option. So next, let's move on to some of my favorite more natural looking bronzers. Now, I don't want to spend too much time here because I did just do a video all about some of my favorite cream bronzers. So we're just gonna brief through these fairly quickly. First one is another NudeSticks product. This is another one of the nudies in the shade Bondi Bay. Like I mentioned, I do feel like cream and liquid bronzers look the most natural on the skin. I feel like they truly make your skin look like you are naturally touched by the sun. But what I really love this as a bronzer is that it bronzes my skin without making me look orange, because the color is sort of just right on, and because of the formula, like I mentioned, it blends out on the skin perfectly without much effort at all. You may notice, by the way, that I'm mentioning a lot of the same brands because I do feel like NudeSticks, Milk, and Glossier are all very natural makeup brands. But anyways, this is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked, and this is what I'm wearing as my bronzer on my face today. As you can see, it's lasted very well. I literally just like draw it on my face, blend it out with the Beauty Blender. It blends out perfectly. I never have issues with it. The color is beautiful and it looks very natural. Not much else to say about it. Last but not least, in the bronzer category, this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. I've mentioned this so many times on my channel, so if you've been around for a while, you have heard about this time and time again. This is more of like a serum, so the actual consistency of this product is almost oily, and because of that really thin, almost oily texture, when you blend it out on your skin, it just like blends in like a dream. So that is why I love this product, and like I said, as with all the products, VV Natural. So last category that I wanted to talk about are concealers. Now, when it comes to more natural looking concealers, what I typically look for are concealers that will just brighten up underneath my eyes but won't make them look heavy or cakey. And I also don't want them to even be too covered up. If I have a really stark and covered up under eye and everything else in my face looks really natural, it always looks a little bit strange because it's sort of not balanced throughout the face. Like, I can never use Tarte Shape Tape on my more natural makeup days. I like to use concealers that have more of like a thinner consistency, that are a little bit glowier, and that, you know, do let a little bit of my under eye darkness show through, because there really isn't anything wrong with having a little bit of darkness. It actually just makes you look a little bit more human. So I have quite a few concealers that give me that specific look. One of my newer favorites is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. Now, I have a whole video talking about this product, and I also just spoke about it in my last video. This concealer is sort of just perfect for like a no makeup look because it gives you the right amount of coverage. It's not too heavy, but it also covers up enough so that you're using the concealer for like a purpose. It's not just like sitting there, and never looks heavy. And I also just really love the slight glow that it gives your under eye. So it just looks really nice and like healthy. So similar to that one, the Tom Ford concealer does sort of the same thing. It's just way more expensive. I did discover this obviously before I discovered the Pro Glow. I find this formula almost shocking because it gives such a nice amount of coverage, but it just doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of concealer, and it also does not crease, and it lasts so well throughout the day. I'm also wearing this underneath my eyes today. It's been a few hours, still looks fantastic. Next, Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. Oh God, you guys are probably sick of me talking about this thing. This is something else I talk about all the time on my channel, but this basically does the same thing that the other two concealers do. It's just another really great one. Then I have two potted concealers. The first one is another product from Glossier, and this is called the Stretch Concealer. So if you want something that doesn't even give you that much coverage, but still covers up a little bit and brightens up a little bit underneath the eyes and doesn't look cakey or heavy, this is a really good option. I would say though that it is really important to set this with a little bit of powder, because since it is a cream formula, this does tend to crease like fairly easily. And lastly, for my last favorite natural looking concealer, this is the Uncover Up from RMS Beauty. Very similar to the Stretch Concealer, sort of does the same type of thing. This is a type of concealer that I like to wear when I'm literally not wearing any other makeup, like no foundation, no bronzer, no blush, nothing, but I still want to cover up a little bit of my darkness. I will go for one of these two because, like I mentioned, they don't have that much coverage that it's going to look weird or unbalanced on my face or too stark, but they have enough coverage that it actually does something and, you know, brightens up. And similar to the Glossier concealer, I would also recommend setting this one. So guys, that actually finishes off all of my recommendations for more natural looking, no makeup makeup. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do not forget to let me know in the comments some of your favorite natural looking makeup products. Of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy videos like these, and subscribe if you are not subscribed already so that you can be part of the fam. So that's it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.